Well, g'day everyone. Wanted to talk to you today about a tripod head that's actually been sent to me. It's a geared head. This is from, I hope this is how you pronounce it, ROGETI. It may be pronounced a little bit different than that. But it's been sent to me to have a look at. Now, one of the interesting things that I've started to do is a lot of product photography, and also occasionally I do some real estate type photography or architecture photography, and that's where this really can come into its own. The other thing I've found too is getting repeatability with a normal type of tripod head is very, very hard, particularly if you tend to put longer lenses on. The lens can droop. No matter how tight it is, it can droop a fraction if you put a longer lens on. With this, you don't have that issue at all because it's all geared, which makes a massive difference. So I thought I'd take you through what this has, and then we can sort of go on through more of a review about what this little head can do. So to start with, what we'll do is we'll look at the website and I'll show you what's included with this unit. Okay, so this is the website where you can purchase the head from. Now, like I said, I think it's pronounced ROGETI. It's something like that. I'm not quite sure. But the unit that I've got, there's two types that you can actually get with this. You can get the unit itself, which comes with a number of components, and that's $749. Or you can get one with another attachment on it, which is for your tilt shift lenses and things like that. It's not cheap, but like anything in this sort of standard, you get what you pay for. So you've got to understand that if you get anything that is really manufactured to this tolerance, and it really is amazing when you feel it in your hand how well machined this is, you're paying for what you get. And I think it probably would last a lifetime. So this is the unit that I've got here, which is $749. It's actually on special at the moment because there's some other pieces put in, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, I've dealt with them before because I also have this L bracket that you can see here that I got from them as well, and it's probably the nicest L bracket that I've ever used, and it's $89. If you want to see that review, I'll put the review link down below so you can also get to that as well, but it's really a beautiful machined piece of metal there. But let me just go back. So what's included? You get the RG-1 gear head. You also get the Cap X2Y, which I'll show you as I'm talking. You get the Cap 360, the ST20 handle, and the S14 quick release plate. And you get the knob covers as well that come on there as well. Like I said, it's a really nice unit. And I think it's certainly well worth the cost if you can afford to do it. Okay, so now that we've looked at that, let's talk about the unit itself. It can take 10 kilograms, so it takes an awful lot of weight. In fact, I think you'd be really hard pressed to overload this unit, which is really nice if you're dealing with heavier gear. Now, the design of this unit is, well, it's incredibly well designed. It's rock solid. It is literally built like a tank. I suppose it must be all steel or aluminium. I'm not sure of the construction of what it is, but it is solid metal. So really nice. And you've got your levels all through it. So there, you've got one through here. There's one also on the back through there as well. And also this attachment on the top has a level on there as well. It has locks, so you can undo there and do it up to tighten this up. And you have your little wheels that you can see you can turn to make this unit go backwards and forwards. So tilting that way. If you use the gear on the side, it will tilt sideways as well. So that's really nice too. The great thing that I've found about this is the fact that if you have things that need to be critically done, and what I mean by that is to line up the horizon critically, or say to use it for architecture or even product photography, where repeatability is a really important thing. That's where this really can do a great job, because you can move these in tiny incremental amounts to get level, or to get it onto the perfect level that you want to use. The other really good feature about this too is that you can stick this on a tripod, and if your tripod's not level, well then you can just come in and then level it off very, very quickly this way. by going up or down or whichever way you want to go, and use your levels to get a perfect level that way. So it doesn't matter so much if your tripod isn't quite level. It's very hard if you're using a traditional tripod to move it to get it perfectly level, because there's always that little bit of movement. Whereas with this being geared, you can move it just the amount that you want and get it perfectly level every single time. And it would be great if you're doing things, repetitive things like shooting artwork and things like that, where you need to be dead square and get it perfect each time. Now, yes, you can crop it in camera, but remember, this way there's no need to ever do that. It will be perfect every single time. Therefore, you're not cropping in camera, you're not losing resolution from the file, and it will be perfect each time you put it on. Now, the unit itself comes with the head, obviously, which is the RG-1, which is this unit here. And it comes with a little plate, which is your Arca Swiss type plate. This is called the R14. And then it also comes with this as well, which is the Cap 360-1 as well. So it comes with these. And they're all interchangeable depending on how you want to use this. So you just unscrew it, and then you can then position your next piece in. So the beauty of this is that with this other attachment, you can use this for panoramic type shots and then just turn the unit around, which is really nice. Now, how the unit works itself is you just use these wheels, and all you have to do is turn the wheels to make it move down, and then bring it back the opposite way to make it go back towards you. So that's the way that will work. If you wanted to start to tilt it, well, then you can obviously use this wheel here, which will tilt the unit as well. And like I said, it's all geared, so wherever you put it, it's locked in place. If you do want to do it manually, you can undo this side part here, and then you can move this manually into place. But if you lock that in, it won't move at all. Each one of these plates too have little locks in them inside, which correspond to little points that you'll see on these units as well. So if, for instance, I was using this, there's little points showing on each one of these. They will sort of correspond with the points that are listed on here. So you've got that repeatability each time. If you wanted to, they can go both ways as well, depending on which way your camera is. So they're really nice. It just gives you guides that you can sort of fit in so it won't move past there at all. Now, each time, because you have those marks that are listed on all of this, you get the repeatability in each case. Now, the unit is Arca Swiss compatible. It's 60 millimeters across the top, and it's 100 millimeters in the depth, and 85 millimeters across this side here. So it's really quite a nice, small, compact unit. You can rotate this 360 degrees as well that way. Or if you have the pano head obviously on, the 360 pano head here, you can undo that, and then you can rotate from this as well, which is nice, and then you can lock that off. There's also on your front here, it gives you a 17, 24 and 50 millimeter lens guide, which will tell you your angles that you'd need if you're doing your stitching as well, which is nice and handy. But it is quite good because you have all the markings on the bottom that you can just move and then do your stitching and lock it off in each case. So that's really nice. Your handle can be screwed into a couple of places. You can screw it into the top through here. You can also screw it in through the side through here. And then the nice part about this is that when you unlock this, there's a nice bit of give there. Like it feels like it's a fluid head, which is also very nice as well. And if you unlock it, you can also do your panning as well, which, let me just unlock that. You can do your panning as well. So not only can you use this for photography, but you can use it for videography as well. Now, I am going to have to test that to see how it works. I'm due to lockdown at the moment, so unfortunately I just can't get out to really do some real full testing of that, but I might show that in a future video. So the movement of this head is really smooth. I mean, it does move very nicely. Now, depending on how much you turn these dials, it will determine how fast or how much movement you get in these. So it's very, very accurate in the movement that you get. Like I said, in that clutch, if you want to undo it, then you can just move it. There is still resistance there, but you can move it manually if you'd like to go that way as well, and then lock it off. Like I said, there's levels all through this as well. So you've got one on the top attachment that you've got through here. You've got another level in the top of the unit here, and then also one here as well. So you've got levels all over the place, which is great. So you're sure to get it level as well. Now you can also take this off and then screw this into the top of the unit, the handle itself. Now this is designed that you can then put something on top like this and then attach 360 devices onto the top of this as well. So if you had a GoPro or something like that, or a 360 device, you can then get really good 360 as well. I love the way it's all Arca Swiss, because that's the way that I work anyway. And when you're putting things in, it's nice and easy, clamps in really tight and will not move. So let's summarize what I think about this. So after using this compared to the other heads that I've got, the accuracy of this head is what really sets it apart. Having that ability to move this in such minute little amounts to get things perfectly level and straight, etc., like your horizon, or if you're doing product photography and things like that, to get that repeatability is really a great feature if you're doing a lot of that type of work, or even architecture. Having the also being able to shoot video with it as well is good. I mean, it's not a true video head, but the results from what I've just practiced with seem like they're quite good. But it is really more of a traditional type of stills head with the ability to do some video as well. The build quality is superb. I really like it. It feels great in your hand. It's not too large. There is a bit of weight there, but it's not too big to sort of hold. And in fact, I think this is probably the nicest tripod head that I've ever used. If you have any comments about this, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you all soon in the next video.